let's cross to Rafah, the southernmost city of Gaza, and speak to UNICEF Spokesperson Tess Ingram. Tess, great to have you here with us on TRT World. Now, you have been spending time in Gaza over the past few weeks. If there's one story of a child that really stands out for you on a personal level, could you please share that with us?
Yeah, sure. I actually, this story is from January when I was last here, and it's one that has never left my mind. It's of a 13-year-old girl called Mace, who I met when people were sheltering at the Khan Yunis training centre. Now, obviously, that's no longer a site where people are sheltering because they've had to move on. But back at that time, Mace was living in a makeshift tent, and she'd come down from the north. And in the north, she was her home was attacked, and she was buried underneath the rubble. She was rescued, but very badly injured. And when I met her in Khan Yunis, I asked her how she was finding living in the tent and how difficult it was. And she said it was horrible, but she preferred to be living in a tent rather than a building because she was so afraid to be buried underneath the rubble again and killed like two of her sisters were. So this is something that stayed with me, and I think all the time about where is Mace now. She's in a wheelchair. I really hope that she's okay.
Certainly, we hope the same, and certainly it's something that is difficult to describe in words, and it's one of many stories across Gaza. Now, Tess, we have hit the 6-month mark today. It's been 6 months since the war began. Summarize for our audience, what is the current state of children within Gaza right now?
It's been 6 months of despair and destruction and death. We know that, reportedly more than 13,000 children have been killed, which is just a mind-boggling number when you think about that amount of child deaths in 6 months. And then for the children that survive in Gaza, the conditions are just horrific. Every day I see it here, children battling to survive from either, the bombs and the bullets or from the humanitarian crisis on the ground. We know that children are dying of malnutrition, as these pictures we see here. No child should be in that condition, let alone in a place where the aid is available, the food and the nutrition treatments are just a few kilometres away, and we can't get them to these little boys and girls to save their lives. And that is just wrong in so many ways.
Indeed, and it's been going on for 6 months, and despite the fact that more than 10,000 children have been killed in Gaza, according to reports, the war continues, the attacks continue. So would it be fair to say that the fact that the international community has been unable to stop this war despite the horrific figures is a huge failure on the part of the international community?
We're failing children in Gaza. It is a stain on our collective conscience, and it is something that I think the international community will have to reckon with for years to come. The impact here on children in Gaza is not just going to last for the near term, it's going to last for a long time. The long-term impacts of compound trauma is something that we're going to have to spend some time analysing and understanding once there is peace in Gaza. As soon as children feel safe, we hope to be able to get in and help them deal with the horrors that they've been through. But I've, in the last few weeks, met children rescued from under the rubble, children who've lost their limbs, children who are wasting away before their parents' eyes. Today I sat with a girl who's orphaned and looking after younger siblings. Every single story, every single child I meet has been through something horrific.
Tess Ingram, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World, and please stay safe.
Thank you.